All right, what's happening, Career Tops family? It's your man, and I'm fired up to be here with you today. We're about to dive deep into the cornerstone of every success story: work ethic. Forget the quick fixes, forget the overnight sensations. That ain't how champions are built. We're talking about that raw, unfiltered power inside every one of us, waiting to be unleashed. If you're ready to take your career to the next level, hit that subscribe button, because today, we're diving into the one asset that separates winners from the rest: work ethic. Get your notepads ready, get your minds focused, because class is in session, and this is the lesson that will change the game for you. Let's get to work. All right, let's get right into it. People talk a lot about talent, about being gifted, and yeah, talent can open a door, it can get your foot in, but talent without work ethic is a ship without a rudder, drifting aimlessly. The world is full of talented people who never made it because they thought talent alone was enough. Work ethic, on the other hand, that's the engine. It's the sweat equity you pour into your craft, your career, your life. It's about discipline, about showing up when you don't feel like it, about pushing past your perceived limits. You gotta earn it. You gotta bleed for it. That's the DNA of every champion, every industry leader. They weren't just born with it, they built it, one grueling rep at a time. Think about it. Some of the most iconic figures, the game changers, they weren't always the ones with the most natural ability. They were the ones who were hungrier. They were the ones who, when faced with a setback, didn't crumble, but instead doubled down on their effort. They understood that effort, consistent and relentless effort, is the great equalizer. It doesn't care where you came from, what advantages others might have. It only responds to the grind, to the dedication you bring to the table every single day. Let's talk about Michael Jordan, the GOAT. Right? But did you know he was cut from his high school varsity team? Cut! Imagine that. He could have packed it in, said, well, maybe basketball isn't for me. But what did he do? He used it as fuel. He got up earlier, he stayed later, he practiced harder than anyone else. He developed an almost maniacal work ethic because he refused to be denied. He decided that his effort would speak louder than any doubt. 6 NBA championships, MVPs, the whole 9 yards. And it all stemmed from that decision to outwork everyone. He proved that the will to prepare, the will to work, is far more important than the will to win. So, what does this mean for you? It means that your current level of talent is not your destiny. Your work ethic, however, that's the variable you control completely. Now, we've established that being the hardest worker in the room is non-negotiable. You gotta have that fire, that relentless drive. But let me layer something else on top of that. It's not just about working hard, it's about working. You can spin your wheels all day long, burn yourself out, and not get anywhere if your effort isn't channeled effectively. High achievers, the ones who really move the needle, they understand this. They don't just hustle, they optimize, they strategize, they make every ounce of effort count. Think of it like this. You can try to chop down a giant redwood tree with a dull axe, swinging with all your might for days, weeks, even months. Or you can take some time to sharpen that axe, study the tree, find the most effective angle, and then apply your strength. That's working smart. Same goal, but a world of difference in efficiency and outcome. The truly successful fuse that raw effort with intelligence. So how do you start working smarter, not just harder? First, you gotta prioritize. Not all tasks are created equal. Some activities yield massive results. These are your high-impact tasks. Others, they just keep you busy. The 80-20 principle often applies here. 80% of your results will come from 20% of your efforts. Identify that critical 20%. What are the tasks that, if you nail them, will propel you significantly closer to your goals? Focus your energy on those. Next up, develop systems. Systems are your best friends when it comes to efficiency and consistency. Create processes, checklists, templates. Automate what can be automated. Delegate what can be delegated if you have a team. A good system allows you to produce high-quality work consistently. This is how you scale your efforts and your impact. And here's a big one. Learn from your failures. Failure isn't the end, it's feedback. Chapter 3. The Champion's Mind, Shifting Your Perspective on Effort. All right, we've talked about the power of work ethic, the importance of working smart, but there's another layer, a foundational piece that underpins everything: your mindset. How you about work, about effort, about challenges, that's the game changer. Your work ethic isn't just about pushing harder physically or mentally. It's about the internal narrative, the perspective you bring to the table. It's about pushing with your thoughts before you even start pushing with your actions. This is where true transformation begins, from the inside out. You gotta shift your mindset from I to do this to I to do this. See the difference? One feels like a burden, a chore, something being forced upon you. The other feels like an opportunity, a privilege, a chance to grow, to achieve, to make an impact. When you wake up in the morning and think, I to work on this project, I to train today, I to solve this problem, it changes the entire energy you bring to the task. Effort, when viewed through this lens, becomes an investment, not an expense. Every late night, every extra rep, every challenging conversation, it's a deposit into the bank of your future success. This perspective shift is crucial because it reframes the struggle. The grind doesn't feel so grinding when you know it's building something valuable, something you truly desire. Success isn't a lottery ticket, people. It's not something that just happens to a lucky few. No, success is built. It's constructed piece by piece, decision by decision, action by action. It's built with the bricks of consistent effort, cemented by a resilient mindset. Every single day you have the choice to lay another brick, to reinforce your foundation, or you can sit back and hope the structure magically appears. I think you know which path leads to real, sustainable achievement. The path of the builder, the creator, the doer. This mindset shift also helps you embrace challenges rather than shy away from them. Chapter 4. Building your unstoppable work ethic, actionable steps. Alright, we've laid the groundwork. You understand why work ethic is king, how to fuse it with smarts, and the mindset you need. Now let's get down to the brass tacks. How do you actually build and strengthen this muscle, this unstoppable work ethic, day in and day out? It's not just about wanting it, it's about doing it. So I'm going to give you some actionable, no BS steps you can start implementing today. No more talk, just pure, unadulterated action. This is where the rubber meets the road. First things first, set clear, measurable goals. And I mean crystal clear. Vague goals like I want to be successful are useless. What does success look like for? How will you measure it? I want to increase my sales by 20% in the next quarter. I want to master this new software skill within 60 days. I want to complete this project by X date with Y outcome. When your goals are specific and measurable, they give your work ethic a target to aim for. They provide direction and a way to track your progress, which is incredibly motivating. Write them down. Look at them every day. Second, develop daily habits that compound over time. Success isn't built in a day, it's built. What small actions, if done consistently, will lead you towards those big goals? Maybe it's dedicating the first hour of your day to your most important task. Maybe it's 30 minutes of learning. Maybe it's making 5 extra outreach calls. These aren't massive, overwhelming commitments. They are small, manageable habits that, like compound interest, grow exponentially over time. The key is consistency. Don't break the chain. Third, and this is huge, surround yourself with high achievers. Your environment and the people you associate with have a massive impact on your own standards and drive. If you're around people who are complacent, who make excuses, who settle for mediocrity, that energy is contagious. But if you surround yourself with people who are hungry, who are disciplined, who are constantly pushing themselves to be better, that's a different kind of contagion, a positive one. Alright team, that's a wrap on today's deep dive into the power of work ethic. We've covered a lot of ground, from understanding that hard work and smart work beat talent every single day, to shifting your mindset to embrace the grind, and finally, those actionable steps you can take right now to build that champion-level commitment. Remember, this isn't just about your career, it's about the kind of person you want to become, the kind of impact you want to make. Your work ethic is the key that unlocks the door to your fullest potential. If you master your work ethic, you master your future. The grind isn't always glamorous, but the results are. So take these principles, internalize them, and more importantly, act on them. Start today. Start now.